Was Mother's Day, a day I always waited for with a heart full of hope. I woke up early, dressed in the soft pink shawl my son gifted me years ago, and prepared his favorite breakfast. The kitchen filled with the smell of fresh parathas and hot chai. I kept glancing at the door, expecting any moment to hear his cheerful voice calling, "Ami, I'm here." But the house stayed quiet. I placed fresh flowers on the table and sat near the window. Every passing car made my heart jump. I imagined his steps approaching, his smile appearing at the door, but whenever I checked, no one was there. I tried calling him once, twice, 3 times, but he didn't answer. Still, I kept telling myself, he will come. He always comes. As the hours passed, the sunlight faded and the waiting grew heavier. I opened the old photo album to distract myself. My fingers touched the pictures of my boy, tiny hands holding mine, his first school uniform, his first drawing that said, "I love you, Ami." A tear slipped onto the page as I wondered how fast time had changed. The little boy who once ran into my arms wasn't here today. The silence of the house felt louder than ever. Raindrops began tapping on the window. The sky turned gray, and so did my heart. I sat at the dining table, staring at the food I had cooked with so much love. I whispered softly to myself, "Is this what motherhood becomes? A lifetime of loving and waiting?" But even with pain, a mother's heart never stops hoping. Just when I wiped my tears, my phone rang. My heart raced as I answered. It was him. His voice sounded tired, almost shaky. "Ami, I'm sorry, I couldn't come." Fear rushed through me as I asked, "What happened, Beta? Are you okay?" He sighed deeply. "Work was bad today. My boss yelled at me, and everything went wrong. I didn't want to come to you upset on Mother's Day. I wanted to look happy. I didn't want you to worry." I closed my eyes, feeling my heart soften. All day I thought he had forgotten me, but he stayed away only because he didn't want me to feel his sadness. A mother understands even the silence of her child. I told him gently, "You never have to hide anything from me, Beta." An hour later, I heard a soft knock. I opened the door and saw him standing there with tired eyes and a small rose in his hand. Before he could speak, I pulled him into my arms. He whispered, "I love you, Ami," and I whispered back, "You don't need to be perfect to come to me. You just need to come." We sat together, eating the food I had kept warm all day. For the first time, the house felt alive again. We talked, we laughed, and the sadness melted away like rain drying under sunlight. I realized that Mother's Day wasn't about celebration or gifts, it was about love that survives waiting, misunderstandings, distance, and tears. That night, my heart finally rested. My son had come home, and that was more than enough. That night, after my son came home and we finally talked, I felt a deep peace inside me. But when he went to his old room to rest, I noticed something in his eyes, something he didn't say out loud. A heaviness, a tiredness, a pressure he was trying to hide from me. A mother's heart can sense everything, even the pain that hides behind a smile. When the house grew quiet, I walked to his room softly. The door was slightly open. He sat on the edge of the bed, his hands covering his face. For a moment, he looked like the same little boy who used to cry when he broke his toys or lost a game. But now he was older, and his troubles were heavier. I stepped inside and said gently, "Beta, why are you hiding your tears from me?" He looked up quickly and wiped his eyes. "Nothing, Ami, I'm fine." But his voice cracked, and that was enough for me. I sat beside him and placed my hand on his shoulder. "You came home for me. Now let me be here for you." He breathed shakily and finally spoke the truth he had been carrying in his heart. "Ami, I'm struggling. Work is too much. Every day feels like a battle. I feel like I'm failing myself, failing you." As he spoke, tears rolled down his cheeks, and my heart felt like it was breaking and healing at the same time. I held his hand like I used to when he was a child. "Beta, no job, no success, no failure can ever make me love you less. You are my pride, not because of what you achieve, but because of who you are." He leaned his head on my shoulder, and for a moment, the years disappeared. He was my little boy again, needing comfort, needing reassurance, needing his mother. We sat like that in silence, a silence that healed more than words. After a while, I said, "Do you know what hurt me today?" He looked up with guilt. "That I didn't come." I shook my head gently. "No, what hurt me was thinking that you didn't trust me with your sadness." His eyes softened, and he whispered, "I'm sorry, Ami. I just didn't want you to feel my burden." I smiled softly. A mother's heart isn't a small cup that overflows. It's an ocean, Beta. Whatever you pour into it disappears in love. We talked for hours, about life, work, struggles, dreams, and fears he had never told me before. He promised he wouldn't hide from me again. I promised I would be strong for him, no matter what he went through. When he finally fell asleep, I covered him with a blanket and kissed his forehead, just like I used to when he was little. As I turned off the light, I whispered, "No matter how old you get, you will always find home in me." That night, as I lay in my own bed, I realized something important. Sometimes children don't stay away because they don't love their mothers. Sometimes they stay away because they are hurting and don't know how to share it. But a mother always finds her way back into her child's heart. And a child always finds his way back into his mother's arms. That Mother's Day didn't end the way I expected. It ended even better, with truth, tears, healing, and love that felt stronger than ever.